All right, welcome back to another Mr. Robot Monday with myself. Not sure exactly which one we're going to do today, but I am going to pull up Hack the Box. Go ahead and share my screen for that part. I'm just going to pick a random one. So all of the ones in the active, I want to avoid doing these on live stream. I'll have write-ups on the ones that I've done already on savagehack.com. Once they are retired, and that's due to their terms of service. So I don't want to get banned from their site for doing one of these that is not supposed to have a publicly available write up or live stream, obviously, of the machine. So in order to not get banned, that's exactly what I'm going to do is pick a retired. Let me stop that ticker. That's crazy. Uh, I'm just gonna go with the retired machine. It's completely fine. Like they do have walkthroughs available. I'm not gonna be utilizing it, so it is what it is. So I'm actually gonna do an easy one today, just so that I have a little more time on my Monday today. Had a very long weekend working for the reserves. Good weekend. Got a lot done, but I'm still extremely exhausted from doing that. So we will. Okay, so I already got it sorted by difficulty. Let me actually see if I can pull up some kind of randomizer. So we'll just do randomized number, right? So we'll just generate, well, I don't know how many there are. Maybe there's like 200. Actually, let's see. Let's see how many there are. Does it not tell you? So there's 8 pages, what, roughly 10 each. So we'll do 80. So 1 through 80, generate a number 42. So we go to page 4. Of course, I can't select 4 right away. Page 4. And the second one then. Oh, I've already done that one. That's the thing too, is I've already done a lot of these. We'll just generate another one. Completely fine. 35, 3, 5. That's assuming that there's 10 per page. I didn't even check that to make sure, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time lapse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Just for future knowledge, 15 per thing. Uh, Actually, 19. So there's 15 per. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll do this one. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Busqueta? Busqueta? I don't know. Is that Spanish? Does that mean something in Spanish? Let me Google that real quick before we even start it. Busqueta. Okay, so it is Spanish. Oh, so it means search. Search in Spanish. Makes sense. It's got a little magnifying glass, maybe. All right. Let me go ahead and spawn that machine. And while that's spawning, let's go ahead VPN, CD desktop, sudo open v. There we go. Already done. Type in our password there, and we have an IP address. So we are logged into that VPN. IP address is started, so we'll just copy that. We won't really need the rest of this until we go to enter the flags. So we will start out by doing nmap all ports 11.208. And we're going to save that output into nmap.txt. Really good habit to get into though, so that you have all of those commands that you've already run. You're not having to rerun them and you have it saved somewhere. I also use this in another script that I wrote to output another command that I'm going to use to essentially run scripts and find out, enumerate more on the services that are running. But first, I just want to see what ports are open. Oh man, I am tired today. I really just want to go take a nap, but I'm gonna do this because I still need to learn stuff. So let's see here. Yeah, so if you have any questions, whatever platform you're watching from, you should be able to type in some kind of comments in there, and I should be able to see it. So any questions anytime, or you just want to tell me, hey, you suck, completely fine. Feel free, not a big deal. Wow, it's running very, very slow. Very, very slow. It's not what I want to see, but what can you do, right? Let me close out all these unnecessary tabs that I have open. Oh yeah, I forget you can't see that side of the screen, but oh wow, the time just went up. No. All right, well while that's going, I'm gonna see if there's a web service running. Don't need that, don't need that. Hmm, interesting. All right, let's go to 10.10.11.208. See if there's a web server. Okay, so there's something there. We have to set our DNS though, so we'll need to add in .htb to our Etsy host file. So we will use nano, so sudo nano Etsy host. Type in our password. Come down here, 10.10.11.208 tab. Paste in searcher.htb. Save that. Exit and refresh, and we should have a website. Search anything with Searcher. The capabilities range from social media platforms to encyclopedias to QA sites, blah, blah, blah. To start, simply select the engine you want to use, type the query you want to be searched, and finally hit the search button. So let's test something out here. What are we going to do? What do they have? They have Google, right? Yeah, let's use Google. What do you want to search for? Kittens. Let's search for kittens. What is this? Auto redirect, huh? Ooh, okay. So there's kittens. Take off the auto redirect. Let's see what that does. Oh, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I am liking what I'm seeing here. Let's see. Can we... Wait. How did that phrase that? Okay, so it just gives you the output for it. Let's see. Let's play around with this for a little bit while this is running in the background there. Because I do want more information on this, if I can pull that out. Actually, I'm also going to run a derb scan. See if we can't brute force some of these directories in there. So what is this called? Searcher? Searcher. We'll let that run too while we're doing this. What else we got? eBay. More kittens on eBay. Hmm. Interesting. The fact that it has a redirect. So I'm actually wondering if I might open up Burp here in a moment. If these don't produce anything, I wonder. So since, as you can see, I selected eBay, right? And then what do you want to search for? Kittens. I click on that, and then it produces this for something, but it also has this auto redirect function. So I'm wondering if I can uh, capture this within Burp Suite and be able to change the engine to make it auto redirect to something else. Maybe pull a file for us. Maybe internally, Uh, so if I were to able to change this from crunchyrollbeta.com or whatever it is to the internal IP address of this, which is 127.0.0.1, and then try to get like an Etsy password file from that. May be able to go that route. I'm not entirely sure if that would work, but I might give it a try here after a second. Let's see how far along these are. Man, that's going slow. Let me go ahead and try it then. Let me open up Burp, Web Apps. Oh, what am I doing? Next. Start. All right. So we will go ahead and set up that proxy, turn on the intercept. We'll do our kittens thing there. Yes, well, engine equals. Oh, I was wondering. Let me get the response for this too. To intercept. Let's just see how it functions. Should be redirected automatically to the target URL. So that's our target URL. If not, click the link. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that won't work. I'm wondering. Interesting. Okay, let me go back. Obviously, I can't go to that. Let me turn off the auto redirect. Let's try something here, right? Invalid engine. Okay, so it's got to be something within the engines here. Let me go ahead and view the page source. Let me turn intercept off for a little bit. Okay. Oh, I need this page source. And let's see if there are any subdomains as well, because I may be just looking up the wrong, barking up the wrong tree there. They kind of throw stuff out sometimes for you to get caught up on, trying like over and over again. Not seeing any subdomains there, which is fine. Okay. My dog's barking at the neighbors. It's what she was bred to do, so I can't get too upset about it. Get annoying from time to time. Trying to see if there's any more ports open here. Let me just stop this scan. We'll just do a normal in-map scan on it for the most used ports. Is there some kind of trying to see if there's like some kind of maybe program or something I can use with this? Maybe not. Hmm. If you want to get redirected automatically, you can tick the checkbox. Then you will automatically redirect to the selected engine with the results. Otherwise, you would get the URL of your search result, which you can use however. Uh, and end script. And why am I typing end? Dear God. So we'll see this little cross-site scripting payload here. See if we can get it to. Oh, there we go. Something happened. Okay. Um. hmm, Something happened there. Okay, so we got port 80 and port 22 open. So what I'm gonna do, actually, we'll just run this real quick. Copy and paste. We'll just see what may be running on port 80, like find out a little bit more information on port 80 on the service that's running, because we may be able to look up some kind of exploit for this. This has my interest peaked here because something different occurred. Rather than just having something in there and then a URL popping up, we input that payload there and nothing popped up. So that's a little bit different, which tells me that there may be some kind of vulnerability there. Still not getting anything on there. Completely fine. Whoa, what is this? Let's look that up. What is getting pinged? Who's pinging me? Cool, cool. Alrighty. What did I? Some kind of Python thing here. Let's see if there's exploits available for that. Oh yeah. Let me turn off the proxy there, and we'll try that again. So it looks like there's some kind of debug RCE. See, this is why it's important to run your version scans and everything, so you know what version of the services are actually running. Because without this, I wouldn't even know that this was on here. You know, you can't really find that information just from being here, right? Like I may find it after this scan runs, maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about what this program is. I do know that I have seen it in past capture the flags and stuff like that. I didn't have much interaction with it, and I vaguely remember. I don't fully remember, right? So that's why I'm having to look it up. So if debug is active, you could try access to the console slash console. Let's try that. Not found. Okay. And protected. No. Um. hmm. Yeah. See, this is doing the same thing. It's going to slash console, which that doesn't work. Completely fine. Doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't there, or I mean, obviously it's not there, but it may be named as something else, or maybe in another folder. Let me go ahead and see if this is available too, and if not, I'm gonna keep playing with that cross-site scripting thing that I saw there. This is for a version up, but it may still work. I don't know. We'll just test it. Nope, that's fine. Okay. Hmm. I may have to pull up some payloads real quick. Let's see here. Pulling up my notes in Notion, and I'll pull up some of my payloads for cross-site scripting. Mm, I don't really have anything other than, well, I tested that out and it wasn't showing, so obviously that's not working. Maybe missing something here. Flask and searcher. Searcher. Assume that's what this is run by. Hmm. Let's see if there's any exploits for this. Searcher 2.4 point whatever. What version was this? I think it said it on the website. 2.4.0? 2.4.0. So yeah, this should work then, whatever this does. See for small details about vulnerability here. We'll look at that in a moment. Link for GitHub project of Searcher. We already have that open. So in file source searcher main.py, there is a function called eval. Okay. Let me grab this code here. And we will git clone, paste that in there. We will cd into exploits, whatever that is. We have exploit.sh, so we will cat exploit.sh and look through here just to make sure there's nothing crazy. I mean, it's not like it's going to matter anyway because it's going to go to a hack the box box. I mean, and there's good luck, doing anything on my computer from this Kali environment. I mean, it gets wiped constantly anyway. So, but still a good habit to be in. To understand what the code is doing, understand what the intent is. That way, you have a better understanding of what exactly you're looking for. Should something go wrong, you should be able to somewhat know exactly what's going wrong so that you can kind of correct it. All right, so it's a bash script, bin bash here, shebang, all of the whole shebang. Anyway, default port 9001, so I assume that is going to be our port from what the explanation, yeah. So we'll just run a netcat listener on port 9001. We could change that to literally anything within the code, 4444, 1234, whatever you want, but we'll just leave it the same there just for to make it easier. So, and then port equals that default port that's set. So reverse shell base 64 encoded. So they will echo bash dash command, and then we have a reverse shell command here with the port number that we designated here, which is 9001, and then base 64 encoded. And then evil command equals, and it looks like they import from the operating system another, or that same reverse shell that we base 64 encoded. And then they'll have it decode and then run bash dash I, so it runs the actual command. And then echo reverse shell exploit for searcher. It's fine. If this, then okay, so it's using sed to cut out what's going to display on the screen. Completely fine. Input target is 1. The first variable input attacker is the second variable with the designated port that we have up there. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, that works. Let's see if it works. So my understanding of this is what it's doing. Actually, let's pull this up here and we can actually read from it. Um, no, nothing in there. Anyway, completely fine. So within the source of the main py file or program that's running for the searcher to essentially do its operations, this is the code essentially for it to run. So whenever you go to type in anything, you have that search engine that you want it to use, and then you have the URL. So it takes that URL and then it uses the eval function as it mentioned up here, which we're actually exploiting that eval function to include importing, the operation or the OS system with that command, so that we can actually run commands within it. So that's essentially what it's doing is it's typing this into uh, that little search bar thing that we have here, and then it's going to run this bash reverse shell for us. So that's hopefully that's what the output is. We'll see here in a second. So let me make this executable. What was it called? So we will chmod plus x exploit dot sh, and then we'll go ahead and run it. So exploit sh. Okay, so we gotta specify the IP address of the target and then the port. Simultaneously, we'll also need to set up that listener. I forget. So NVLP, and then it was 9001 that we had designated within the code. And so we need our, oh, where did it go? There it is. So 1010 11 208 is the IP address. Our IP address is 10.10.16.6, and then the port 9001 by default. So let's see if that worked. I may have to type in. Let's see. Let me try this. There we go. That worked. I was wondering if it was gonna base off the IP or if we had to type in like the full URL of what was in there. So yeah, definitely worked. We just got a reverse shell on there. So we are in, and then yeah, let me cat this app.py to show you exactly what they were showing us in that uh, snippet. Let me see. Actually, it may not be in here. Options engine. Am I just not seeing it? Maybe it's not in this part. Yeah, may not be in this part. Whatever. So let's look around. What do we have? Uh, Nothing in there. Let's see. Backups. Check out ops. Let's see. Nothing in there. Check out the backups. Nothing. All right, that's fine. Go to the home. Okay, so we got the user flag. Copy that. Test it out here. Paste. Submit. Boom. That's one flag. All right. That one wasn't too difficult. I'll just say it's easy. We'll submit that. That's fine. No, it's just due to this exploit being readily available. I could have done this manually. I could have typed in, I would have to base64 encode it, but I could have essentially typed this in, base64 encoded, and then uh, into the, actually, let me go ahead and test it out just to see if that works real quick. Let's see, I'll need to open up another netcat listener. So NC, we'll do 444 this time, or open this up, and it should be, what engine did they use though? I don't think they specified an engine. Yeah, I don't think they specified one. So we will use this. All right, so we will need a base64 encode a reverse shell. Where we at? There we go. So we will echo that. We'll need to change that port number, obviously, to 4444. What was the second? So second argument was our IP address 10.10.16.6. So we will echo this into base 64. So we will grab that payload there, copy, and we will paste that in here. Paste. Okay. All of that should be good. Let's see if we get a reverse shell from that. No, we sure don't. Did something wrong here. What am I missing? Oh, maybe I needed the, let's go back. Let's see if it saves it. Sweet. No, so that was in there. That's fine. Wait, so this is the evil command. Uh, Google. Oh, that's why. Okay, so search -d and then engine equals Google, query equals evil command or evil CMD, which is including this, it looks like. So we'll just go ahead and copy that too, right? Add that to the end there. And then switch this to Google. And if this doesn't work, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but we'll see. Started to do something there. Or we could just run curl, just like how they have. Let's try that then. We'll just run curl. What was our command here? Grab all of that. Paste it in there. All right. Now we need to do HTTP searcher HTB. Run that. What am I missing here? I'm missing a quote somewhere. Where's the quote? Is that it? Nope, still didn't work. What the hell, man? Whatever. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm missing something really fucking obvious there, but anyway, whatever. We're already in. Thankfully somebody already had an exploit available for it, but anywho, all right. So let's see if we can run anything as sudo. Nope, password required. Terminal is required. So we need to see if we can get a different shell here. Let me pull up my Notion notes. Notion.so. Shell commands. Shell stability. Let's see if we can just run this. That's crazy. Nope, we don't have a password for it. That's fine. Oh no, I'm in trouble. All right, tell you what, I'm gonna upload linpeas. Let me stop this. Go to our downloads, and I believe I have linpeas in here. Yeah, linpeas.sh. So I'm gonna create a HTTP server using Python, and we're gonna use wget, assuming they have it. They do. Perfect. Wget HTTP 10.10.16.6, and that is on port 8000. And we are trying to get linpeas.sh. Beautiful. So now we will make that executable, chmod plus x linpeas.sh. Perfect. It is executable now. So we'll go ahead and run that, and we'll let this just kind of auto enumerate. If I can type today, linpeace.sh. Let that auto enumerate for us so that we don't have to sit there and check every little last thing. This tool is extremely useful to have this for Windows, Linux, and Active Directory. Very, very helpful. Helped me with my OSCP exam. Let's see here. Okay, so it's done. Let's see if there's anything crazy. Password for something there. Let's keep going. So part of doing these is knowing like essentially how to parse through a lot of information at once. They do make it easy with this tool. They even have a little code up here, legend. They're supposed to say legend, but I guess it was a typo. Maybe it was on purpose. I don't know. But if you see red and yellow, just like that, it's going to be 99% a privilege escalation vector that you can use. So generally, it's going to be exactly what you're going to use to escalate your privileges up. Red, probably should take a look at it. The rest is kind of just informational. So if you're just trying to rush through, look for that red yellow first, and then go back look for things that are red, because they may be those different avenues for you. Sometimes you will have that red and yellow, and it won't be the the way that you need to go. Sometimes they'll throw stuff in there that is generally exploitable, but they ended up patching it specifically for the CTF, so it'll kind of drive you nuts when you come across those. OffSec really does that. I'd say like 99% of the time because they want you to think more outside the box rather than just relying heavily on a tool. Which I'm not seeing much in here. Bash history. I didn't think to check the bash history. Okay, I see a git config. So I'm wondering if there's a repository or something from there. Surprised there wasn't anything in that application. I can go back and look at that. Where were we? Because I'm not really seeing much else in here. Go ahead and terminate that and close. Yeah, we'll go back to what was it? var. Okay, so there is a git file in there. A lot of the times in these Git repositories or these Git files, you'll find passwords and like all kind of different goodies and stuff in there. Uh, so that's just what I'm kind of looking around at. It's not a directory. What am I doing? So cat config. Cody. So we have a username and password there. So let me save that. Was it Cody? I didn't see a Cody user on this machine, but it may just be the person that we're using right now, this SVC, this service. Very well could be, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, because there wasn't any other. Yeah, it's just SVC. Let me see if that password works for it, though. Holy shit, it does. Okay. Well, hell, let me go ahead and SSH in. That way I can get rid of this, and now we have our persistence. So we will SSH in as SVC at searcher HTTP. Yes. Paste in that password. And now we have persistence. So if this shell drops, not a big deal. We can always just log back in. That is awesome. So we are able to run something here. So sudo-l, put in that password. So this may be our escalation point here. So it's in op script system checkup.py. So let me go ahead and cat that out. Permission denied. Mm. I'm just gonna run it, see what happens. But it just said I'm allowed to run it. What do you mean I'm not? Oh, okay. So it needs a star. So action, argument 1, argument 2. So let's try full checkup maybe? I don't know what this does. System checkup. See if we can find something on that. That's weird. System, something went wrong. Something still went wrong. What other commands were there? Docker-ps. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. MySQL database. MySQL 8. Get T. Port 3000, 3306. So that's all internal. Docker-inspect. Format container name. Oh, I don't know what kind of formats it might have. Let's see. Let me try that full checkup again. Full checkup. Check up. Something went wrong, huh? Interesting. Let me see. So what do we have? So we have a script that we can run as sudo. I'm wondering if we can just exit out of whatever command we run to get a. Let me check LOL bins. Wait, what happened to LOL bins? Is that not a thing anymore? Did they change it? LOL BAS? This is all EXEs. So what I'm pulling up is the living off the land uh, binaries. This is not what I'm looking for. Like there was a whole website. Let me see something here. Oh no, it was GTFO bins. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm such an idiot. GTFO bins. Kind of the same concept though. Like living off the land binaries. Let's see. Let's see what Python has. Nothing I can really use to exit. Mm. All right. So two of the things work. One of them doesn't. Full checkup. Something went wrong. So I can't even look at it. Mm. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. So there is a database running, MySQL database. I could try to pivot in and get into there, but I don't have a password for that unless he just reuses his passwords and maybe there's another password in there. That is an avenue I can check out. Also running GitT, which isn't going to be of much use that I can think of offhand, because I don't think there's any exploits available for it. Mm-mm-mm. Let me think. Looking through my notes real quick from OSCP to see if there's anything remotely close to that. I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. I may have to pivot in. So let me, let's see, CD, and we will wget HTTP 10.10.16.6 and close this out. Go to downloads, grab Chisel, which is right there, and we will Python 3 HTTP, cool, for 8000 and Chisel. So we'll just use Chisel to essentially pivot in, which I'm gonna have to look up those commands too. Alrighty. Actually, since we can run that command, so we can run this as sudo, so it's got to be something with this, right? So I'm almost wondering if we can run commands off of that. So let me look up docker inspect. Let me see if there's some kind of dump we can do. Okay, so I found the Docker website for docker inspect. So it looks like we might be able to dump some information here instead of having a what do you call it, pivot into the to the network there. We might be able to dump some of this information here. So we will need to run sudo, what is it called? What is that command called? Docker inspect. Inspect Is it all together? No, it's dash. Docker dash inspect. What did we have there? Oh, there we go. We don't need the config, but we'll need get t at the end of it. So we just run that, close those brackets, close those curls, and let's try get t because that's the name of it. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of information here. But it worked. Yeah, we need to look at this. Need to pretty this up. But thankfully there's a website for that. Pretty Jason, pretty JSON. All right, so this is a little bit more, easy to read. Almost wonder if I can just run another command off of that too. Wait, was that the same password that we have? No, that's a different password. Okay, so that's the password for that get t, or yeah, MySQL. So we'll save that password as well. Yeah, it's funny. People are posting Facebook comments. Anyway, all right, so we have another password. I keep getting sidetracked. So that's for the MySQL database. So that's something good to know. So if we do pivot in, it looks like we have a way into that MySQL database. But we also have hell, we can dump the MySQL database using this. We'll just have to type in MySQL underscore DB, and that should dump it. No, wait, what was it titled? MySQL. Oh, I put MSQL, not MySQL. Let's see if there's any more passwords inside of the MySQL database. We'll copy that. Actually, let me just look it up in here. Pretty JSON. Thank God for these tools, because that would be a nightmare trying to parse through that. Uh-oh. There we go. Excellent. Hit it twice. That's why I did that. All right. Yep. Pulling it up on here. Kali is too slow. I need to allocate more RAM to it. But I can't do too much because I have to video stream. It's going to be part of one of the upgrades once I actually move back downstairs. They are almost finished with my downstairs area, and then I'll have my studio be able to make some actual high quality videos once that's done. Excited about that. All right, so it's the same password. Oh, MySQL root password. Let's grab that. Well, this was helpful. cool. All right. So let's check out the let's go ahead and try that pivot. Pivoting, chisel. So this is what my notes look like. So on the Kali machine, just copy that command. Now everything's freezing up on me. There we go. All right, paste. And we'll run that command. Chisel. Oh, wait, because it's in downloads. That's why. That might help. There we go. All right, so we're running that. We will need to run that here. Make that executable. Chisel. Cool. And we will need to run so chisel. Well, actually, it's not .exe. Let's see, chisel. Chisel. There we go. All right. And this is the client. The IP address we're reaching back out to is 10.10.16.6. Port 8001. And then reverse of 1080. And we'll use socks for that. All right, so as you can see here, we have it running. We have a session there, session 1. So we will need to incorporate Chisel with our web browser and log into that GitT, or we could pivot into the MySQL, but I want to check out that GitT first and foremost, if we can. Chisel. This is running so slow right now. Close some of these tabs here. So we will need to go to 127.0.0.1. And shit, I forgot what port it was. Tells us right there, 3000. Port 3000. Sweet. So we're pivoted inside. We're in that GitT app within the target host here. So we'll need to sign in, see if there's any information in here. So generally this is going to be administrator. And I don't know which password is going to work. I believe it's this one right here. No, okay. Assuming I typed that correctly, let's try the root password here for that to see if they'd use password reuse. No. What about Cody? Whoever Cody is. And it may be a different username. I might have to do, yeah, see, it's all. Let me see if there's a different username. I did type it correctly, right? Admin, administrator. Sometimes I just butcher it. Oh, let me try changing. Let me try this. Searcher. HTTP get T searcher HTTP. No, okay, yeah, it's not gonna work. So we have to access it internally like that. Not a problem. All right, let's see. Administrator. One of these passwords has to work unless I copied it wrong. Might go back through and look, see if there's another password. Oh no, so I must have typed in administrator wrong. Okay. Create a repository scripts. Let's check that out. All right, so there's our scripts. Now we can actually read it. So what is full checkup doing? Okay, so full checkup's just running the same commands that are already available, but it's not running for some reason. We can't access it. We can't uh, essentially check it or change it. I mean, so we can't change that to do anything for us. But we are able to run this command and this command. Full checkup.sh. System checkup.py. So this is the program that we can actually run. It's just pulling other programs right from the other code as the action, and then we're able to add in arguments at the end of it. So Docker PS, Docker inspect, and full checkup we're able to run using this program. Well, that's interesting because Docker PS, we're just running Docker PS, but the full checkup.sh is what we're actually running for full checkup. But if you notice, there's no direct file path here. So if there's no direct file path, that means that we might be able to create a script called full checkup.sh and just run it from whatever folder we're in because it's saying this is what's going to run as soon as this command is run. So if we can input some kind of either reverse shell or something, run this as sudo with this as the action command, then it's going to run whatever thing that we're in, whatever folder directory that we're in, it's going to run that file. So let me try that. That's interesting. I've seen this once before on another CTF, so that's why it kind of caught my eye there, is because generally whenever you're in any kind of code that's going to reference other scripts and programs to run, generally speaking, you're going to want uh, that full. Man, I'm drawing a blank on the wording right now. The full path the full directory path leading up to that. And the reason for that is because you have your permissions, right? So if I'm running this, like I said, like this should work if I create like a little script, a little bash script with a reverse shell. It should work for me to essentially do it anywhere. So yeah, let's give that a try then. I will need to a full checkup. So we need to see if nano works on here. I can stop that. Nano. What is it called? Full check up .sh. Let me go to my handy dandy RevGen generator. Well, first we're gonna have to do the whole shebang thing. Slash user binary Python 3, and then let's pull up our generator, RevGen, RevShell. No, fuck. Hit the wrong thing. RevShells. RevShells. There we go. RevShells.com. Ours is 16.6 now. We can still keep the same port number. We need to go to Python 3. One of these. This might work right here, actually. Copy that into here. And Control O X will make that executable. What am I? There we go, plus X. Full checkup. Check. Man, I can't type today. I'm so tired. .sh. Oh, it's because there's a space there. There we go. And so now I need to open up a listener. All right, so now we'll need to run that command. Sudo, yeah. We need the full checkup command that we ran. No. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Might try a different script. Mm. Oh, that's why I didn't save it, apparently. It didn't save. Why did it not save? Maybe I'll have to do it over here and then transfer it over. I was like, man, that should have worked, but yeah, it didn't save. So we'll do with a full checkup.sh. Where is my rev shell? Online reverse shells. There we go. Copy, paste. This one actually should have been /sh. Kind of caught that. All right. So we have all that. We need the shebang. So boom, boom. User bin Python 3. Save that. So now we need to send it over. So Python 3, there we go. Oh, I have another one running somewhere. Right there. Don't need that running anymore. I'll go ahead and run it. And we will wget http 10.10.16.6 port 8000. And we will get, what is it called? Full checkup.sh chmod plus x full checkup.sh. Cool. So now we run this command and see if we get a reverse shell. We do, and we have root. So who am I? Root. Cool. So let's go to root folder and we will cat root.txt. And we have captured that flag. Let me go ahead and pull up our interface here, paste that in, hit submit. It wasn't a bad one. I'd say it was easy. Got a little hung up there, and I wasn't entirely sure that this was gonna work. Well, yeah, like I said, I've seen this in another capture the flag where it was running another program that didn't have that full dedicated file path to it. Uh, so anytime you see that within some kind of code that you're allowed to run as root, definitely try exactly what I just did there. I actually even have it in my notes, but it's part of my OSCP stuff, so I can't show you those notes. But have seen that before. Something to definitely look out for. Uh, Pretty cool. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible box overall. So just a little recap. We got our uh, initial foothold using an exploit that was publicly available for Searcher 2.4.0. Simply just ran that script. It popped a reverse shell for me. Then we went in and looked within the file folder that we were in. I can go ahead and kill that. Which we were in var www app. And then we listed everything in there, saw that git file there. So we went into the git file. We cat the config file and saw a password, username and password there for a Kodi. So I assumed that was the user that I was using. So we ran sudo-l, I used that password. So we ended up SSHing into the SVC account that's on here, just for that persistence, using Kodi's password. And then from there, we ran sudo-l to see what commands we could run as root. And we saw that any of the programs or scripts within this folder here, we were able to run with that Python script. So from there, I was able to dump out the contents of that git t Docker as well as the MySQL database Docker, both of which had passwords in it. One had a password for the administrator, or the administrator password for the git t, and then the other had a root password for the MySQL database, which I was going to look into next if I hadn't noticed that the command here, or the yeah, the code here didn't have the full path for that script. Yeah, so logged in as administrator to that Git T after we pivoted into the network, and then went across the code that we were running for the system checkup.py, that Python script. Noticed here there wasn't a full path, but for the other commands you use, there's nothing indicating that another script is actually being run. It's like it's part of the script itself. Whereas this, if you were to run full checkup, you would actually be running whatever script this is. But since there's no full file path, we're able to create our own reverse shell as full checkup.sh within whatever file that we're running the command from. Made it executable, set up a reverse shell, or I'm sorry, a netcat listener, and then ran the same command again, and then caught a reverse shell as root. Pretty simple, wasn't anything crazy. At first, I did miss the Git folder there. Ran linpeas, couldn't find anything with there, so I kind of figured I was missing something obvious. So I went back into the app and ended up finding that. So yeah, if you enjoyed, definitely give a thumbs up on it. Share it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'll be here every Monday doing this. If you ever have any questions on it, just let me know, and more than happy to answer that. If you ever want to live stream with me to try and do this, if you're learning or anything like that, let me know. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next week.